Hello, hello. I am so excited. I am so happy right now. This is very unexpected. I am recording on a Sunday afternoon, which generally I don't like to do quote unquote career or work related things on a Sunday. So I really like to leave that time for like myself and my family, of course. Sunday, roll by the fun, like it at Sunday. And it's gorgeous. We've got fake spring going on in Iowa right now. Fake spring is just a little preview of what will happen in late March, April. And we're getting a taste of it in February. It's just been nice because I have been cold, as you know, if you've been listening to the podcast. And my girl is with her daddy on an adventure, and my son is sleeping. He's napping. And then I'm like, what better freaking vibe and thing to do right now than to record a couple episodes. I wanted to keep the last couple episodes of February kind of light, joyful, because I know there's a lot going on. If you live under a rock, you will not know that, like, astrologically, there's a lot of shit popping off between, like the 13th, 14th of February and going into that next week with like eclipse season. The new moon is in Aquarius, and then the sun enters Pisces this week too. Saturn just entered Aries, and I don't know about you, but I'm already feeling like let's fucking go energy. Let's do it. Saturn was in Pisces for, it felt like forever. And honestly, it's like 2.5 or 3 years is how long Saturn is in each sign. So it's not like super long like some of the real outer planets, but it also isn't short. Like some of our more like, oh my gosh, I can't think of the word. The planets that are closer to us. You know what I mean? Anyways, Saturn just entered Aries, and it's more of that like Saturn wants you to do it, got these lessons, and Aries wants you to do it. Oh my gosh, Aries is on top of it. That is our number one cardinal sign. That is the let's get shit done energy. So if you're not feeling that yet, you definitely will, especially, I mean, depending on where all these transits are happening in your chart too, can really affect how you're feeling as well. But I was doing a little fun research, and before I go off on a tangent, I'm already like 3 minutes into the intro. This episode is just going to be a fun one. And I say it's going to be short and sweet, but it'll probably be 25 minutes. No, I'm going to try to keep it short and sweet. Along with all these crazy astrological changes happening in this week of February that I'm talking about, my daughter turns 5. That is one of the big things I wanted to talk about today. Because as I said, I wanted to keep the last couple episodes of the month kind of lighthearted and fun. And I really wanted to give some time and some space for her, and just, I feel the emotions coming up already. I'm going to make it through without crying. Maybe. Probably not. I don't know. Not that she obviously would like listen to this now, but the really cool thing, I have thought about this before too. I don't know if I've ever actually talked about it on the podcast or with anyone, but my kids are going to have like a totally different, I don't know, like experience with me as their mom, I guess, because like all of this stuff, like I expect my podcast to be, I mean, obviously, unless I I think you can take them down. I have no idea how that works. Anyways, like I don't plan to. And like the YouTubes and the Instagram, just like the stuff I have, like this long form content, like they can listen to me. And I mean, I have a lot of this stuff saved on my computer. So there are multiple different ways for them to, I don't know, like hear and see, like with a video, like me, this is me at 33. And it's interesting because it's like I didn't know, like I was obviously alive when my parents were 33, but it's like we have some videos. Yeah, but they're not like super accessible, you know what I mean? And not as easy to watch as like today. Anyways, since like you guys know that. But I just thought it was interesting how, I don't know. And like I can save this particular episode for her too later, 10, 15, 20 years from now, and be like, oh, I'm gonna every time I want to say the thing, I feel a well of emotions. But like how much she doesn't, how much she isn't aware of like how she has changed my life. Ooh. Okay. Whoa, you would think that's not that hard to get out. Okay. Moving along. Yes, I am you know what's funny too is like I'm I don't know. I just feel like I'm so emotional all the time now, which is fine. Crying's actually really good for you. You should probably cry more often than you actually do. And I think I just get weird. I don't like crying in front of other people at all, really, honestly. Anyways, we're not talking about crying, even though it might happen again. So I'm sorry in advance. Not really. 5. Like I have a kid who is 5. Her sun is at 0 degrees Pisces. So yeah, she definitely has that. I would say she's probably gonna have a little Aquarian flavor in her sun as well. But I was excited. I was joking with one of my best friends who is a Pisces sun, and before my daughter was born, we were like, oh my gosh, she's gonna be a Pisces because her due date was, and then she came early, and we were like, whoa. And sure enough, she hit it right on the 0 degrees there, which is cool. I think that's really cool. I think it's very intriguing when people have like 0 degrees in their chart, or like 29 degrees. Those are meaningful in a sense of like kind of brand new karmic energy. And then, the latter is more of like mastery level in that sign. But yeah, it's hard. Everyone. Your kids grow up so fast. Blah. And I agree to a point, but also I'm just like trying to be more present in the moment, and like when I'm with them, that it doesn't seem like it's going by so fast. And I know that, I mean, when you're in the trenches when they're really little and like hardly sleeping, it does kind of seem like forever. But then, yeah, you blink and they're 2 or they're freaking almost 5, and like she's not a baby or a toddler anymore. She's like a child. And then I'm like, oh my gosh, like her subconscious beliefs, a lot of those are, already formed or have taken place or are being molded right as we speak. So very aware of that, and I do my best. I'm human, and it's hard sometimes, but I think she's gonna have quite the, I don't know, little life growing up with this very mystical mama. But 5 years ago, to take this into like kind of zoom out, before I had her, oh my gosh. So it was 2020 before, well, when I got pregnant, it was 2020, and everything was shut down and we were stuck at home. And I think, you know, I'm just so thankful that we had bought a house the year before. I think I would have gone insane if I was in a rental. Granted, I mean, people were still buying houses in 2020. It was like freaking insane, freaking crazy. Even when we bought our house, it still was like one of those things where we saw it that day, had to put an offer on it that night, and luckily we got it for list price. I don't even know now, like knowing what I know and what I've done the past few years, usually when there are multiple offers, like it's not going for list, it's going over. So I'm not really sure how that all shaked out. Ooh, look at the flame. Ooh, looking a little crazy right now. Okay, it's slowing down. But it was nice to have a house during that time because, you know, I redid a lot of this office. I don't know, I painted a lot. There were just things that we could do and, you know, make it ours or whatever and improve it. But then, you know, I was kind of like, oh, I don't even know what. We were just like, oh, we could actually like start trying for kids. Our friends had gotten pregnant. Not that that was like, oh, they're pregnant, so we should get pregnant. I mean, maybe that was slightly a little bit. And then, yeah, one try, Nora was ready to come to Earth. And she was the tiniest baby. She was 5 pounds something ounces. I don't remember how much my kids weigh. I know people rattle that shit off, but I was like, I have no idea. I could tell you what time they were, well, kind of. Not even down to the minute. Sometimes I have that shit saved, you guys. It's okay. And honestly, I don't remember how. I was 6 pounds something ounces when I was born. Does it really matter how much we weighed when we were born? I don't know. But anyways, I know she was 5 something because we took her home and she was under 5 pounds, which was like wild. She was so teeny tiny. And that little girl. So I got to stay home with her for 12 weeks because I was still at a corporate job. And when I went back to work, you know, if you've been following along, you will know that that didn't shake out well for me. I hated it. I didn't know if it was like the job itself. I went back to work in 2021 because that's when she was born. And then like I went back in May. By July, I had a new job within the same corporation, like a new job. And so from July till a few months in that, I was there from July until September of the next year, but it took me from about July to, I don't know, I gave it a few months to like really sit in. And then I'm like, okay, I don't think it's the job. I think it's the fact that I'm gone so long and I'm just not really liking what I'm doing, yada, yada, yada. January of 2022, I started to get my real estate license. I was taking those classes as I was working on this job, told no one. Like my husband knew, obviously, my parents, and the girl I was going to go work for and still work for, they knew. That's about it. Those are fun things to keep from other people. Actually, it works better for me as a manifester if I don't tell people what I'm doing, because I don't want anyone to try to talk me out of things. So we're going to throw this juicy tidbit into 2021 is also when my Saturn return was, as we're talking about Saturn. I got into this weekend because my brother and my sister-in-law are entering their Saturn return. Good luck. So I was just texting them about it. And then I was like, oh yeah, mine was from about 2021 to it's March or May of 2023. And I was like, who the fuck gets, obviously, like, new job, new during the Saturn return. And when I was, doing these real estate classes, started to read again. That was fantastic. That's been a big eye opener and really, oh my gosh, just really great to be back into that. Love reading, fantasy, nonfiction, whatever. We're here for it. So thank you, sis, for that. I don't think I think eventually I would have got back into reading, but becoming a mom, and it was the nursing. It was when I was pumping, I exclusively pumped with her, and I just got bored out of my mind, and I was like, I want to do something like productive, was my reasoning too. So I started reading. And then we're, shifting into real estate. So I had more time with her starting in like September of 2022. And then I got pregnant in November of 2022. Wasn't really expecting that. But it worked out. So that was funny because that technically is part of my Saturn return too. Dude, some crazy shit popped off during my Saturn return. And if you're older than 30, you should look back just for shits and giggles. Like, see when your Saturn return was. You can see, like, what you do is, like, see where Saturn is in your natal chart. So, like, mine's in Aquarius. And so you can Google, like, when was Saturn in Aquarius, like which years, and then you're like, oh shit, and like just like look at what happened during that time. I think it's so interesting. So we made it past that, and having a girl has been so fun. I thought I was like gonna be boy mom all the way. Seriously, when I don't know why I thought like, oh, I'm gonna have a boy first. Just like was always my thought. And like daughters kind of scared me just because I know how I am. And I remember actually when we found out that it was a girl, we did the blood test and we were in the kitchen. It was like a Friday night, Thursday or Friday night. And I waited for my husband to come home from work, and we had the piece of paper. Him or I picked it up. I don't remember. Somebody picked it up, and we had them write it on a piece of paper, and we opened it, and I was kind of like, whoa. But slightly excited because we already had a name we liked. So that was super easy. My daughter's name. So, her first name, honestly, we just wanted to find like a pretty name that was like not super common. And I love Nora Jones. I love her music. And that was just kind of how we figured that out. And her middle name is after my husband's sister and one of my best friends. So it just flows. It's so cute. She's so cute. And she, like I said, guys, 5. What the hell? I feel as if time has gone fast in that sense. And I am really grateful that she chose me as her mommy. It's really cool to see how everything plays out. And I'm excited to see moving forward how things unfold, and to watch her grow up, and because I don't know, I feel as if I'm going to be, well, a good parent, you know. I mean, I'm going to be there for her whenever she needs me. And then, I mean, also setting boundaries, obviously. And I think being a safe space to land is just like super important. And I just like having fun with her. She's so funny. She's so goofy. And she gets that from me. No. She's just so playful. It's just like a child's energy, really, honestly, makes you so happy. And she is kind of moody sometimes too. But I mean, we all have our emotions. Sometimes I remind myself, it's like, you just like the people in your immediate household, like you see everything. You see all the sides of them, and it's like it can be a lot sometimes. And as a manifester mom, responding to my kids can be very hard after hearing mom, 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 mommy, mommy. So like, I don't know, times like this with this little break is great, and it refills my cup so that, you know, it's like when they are awake, hello, mommy's back and she's happy, yay. Anyways, if there are any manifester moms out there, I see you and I feel you, and it's okay. We've got this. But again, long drawn out story. Actually, that was kind of like I made my long story shorter, right? She has just like, my daughter was the biggest catalyst. Like she was, what is the word I'm looking for? I mean, like catalyst is actually a good word. She just like opened up my eyes. I was so naive. I drank alcohol all the time. I felt like I would, you know, just like numb out most of my life. And I literally just went along with what, you know, society said I should do or what other people said I should do, always looking at advice from other people, not ever listening to myself, going along with things that I didn't really necessarily want to go along with. Binge drinking every fucking weekend. Like, oh, the time I wish I could have had back in some aspects. Like, you know, you don't like to think about that, but to be honest, I do think about that sometimes. Like, what the fuck? And I think you think about that too once you have kids, because you're kind of like, what the hell did I do before I had kids? Like these people that don't have kids in their early 20s, like, take advantage of that. You don't have kids yet. You have, yeah, it's like you have not no responsibilities, but unlimited time for you, in a sense, maybe is how. And I spent that time numbing, watching Netflix, being hungover, drunk. I don't know how many freaking weekends did I waste laying in my bed because I didn't feel good. Oh my God. So, I mean, getting pregnant with my daughter was the first time I had been sober for 9 months since like I was 14, which is wild. That's a long drawn out party. That's way too long. Oh God. But again, after I had her, I still kind of went back. My Saturn return. Maybe we should have an episode about those just for shits and giggles. I'm not trying to like make it seem like it's terrible. Like Saturn is just like, if there is shit in your life that is no longer serving you, Saturn's just gonna slam the door on it and be like, nope, we're done. We're done here. Let's move on. And it can seem very crazy in the moment. But I would not be the woman that I am right now talking to you on this microphone in 2026 if I did not have her. Like, oh, there they come again. Oh my gosh. Yeah, I don't like to think about, because I would still just be like numbing everything out and drinking and just like not even in tune with like who I really am. And so like I am forever grateful to her for that. And oh, like I'm so proud of the little person she's becoming. She is so amazing. I like truly the relationship with her and like how I feel about her is not comparable to anyone in my life except slightly like my son, obviously. But I don't know, the fun thing about having one of each, like a son and a daughter, is our relationships are slightly different, but like I obviously love them both so much. Like makes my heart happy to think about them. To see them happy and laughing and yeah. Anyways, happy 5th birthday to my girl. 5. Oh, here's to many more. And so grateful for you. If you have listened this long, I told you I'd freaking ramble. Oh my gosh. Thank you. If you have any children in your life, I'm sure this episode hit a little different from you or for you. Yeah, I don't know, I'm kind of curious if anyone else has had a similar experience where they feel like, yeah, obviously having kids, yes, does change everyone. I just feel, oh my God, I've seen so many dogs outside today. This is great. I just feel that my experience was like extra. Like I had her during my Saturn return, and I am a completely different person on the other side, like 5 years later. Totally different. Like I wouldn't even recognize the person that had her, but like in a good way. Like I love where I am, who I am right now. Again, thanks for listening. If you listened to this far, I am so grateful for you, and we will get through the rest of February and it will be okay. You will let go of anything that is no longer serving you, and we are going to be building towards a bigger and brighter future. I just like, yeah, like I still really feel like the Aquarius vibes, like the innovative, the future forward thinking. It's going to be really good. I promise. But anywho, we will talk to you next week.